Hello, how you doing, everybody? You have to excuse the webcam. I've got no curtains yet, and it's still really bright outside because it's like twilight. Yeah. Anyway, hello, all like I don't know, 4 of you, 3 of you. It's even less. Well, I'm not tuning today, mate. No tuning today. Hang on. Oh, so anyway, how's everybody going? Hello, Milas. Hello, Team Trouble. Hello, Sarah. Got loads of your replays, which is cool because I run out of replays massively. So anyway, good afternoon, everybody. All 5 of you now. Woohoo! So before we kick off, I'm going to open a crate. And then we'll look at what's in the store, if there's anything good. Well, there you go. Right, let's have a look at the offers. Well, we've got some containers still for 2,500 gold. And what do you get? Well, there's a 4% drop chance of getting the tier 8 premium tank. I've got it. I can't remember if I played it. I don't think I have. But I can't remember if I can't remember actually how well I played it. Let me have a look. Let me have a look at the stats. I think I played it. I'm not sure. It's bad of me. I mean, I was going to do a review on it, but then I thought, nah, everybody else has done a review on it, so what's the point? Let's have a look then. Tier 8. European. Clear. Oh, God. All time. Tier 8. European. I haven't even played it yet. Oh, no, it's not European, is it? It's French, prick. I still haven't played it. Oh, I have played it. I've played it twice. We've got an average damage of 2.6k, 50% win rate, and I've got a second class. So I can't remember what it's like, so I'm really sorry about that. I'd love to be able to tell you what it's like, but hey, it's a crate. It's a 4% drop chance. It's a tier 8. Now, you could be lucky, you could get it if you spend your 2,500 gold, but I would hate to turn around and say, like, yeah, you know, it's so easy. Up to you guys. I mean, you get 3 containers there for the price of 2. It's 2,500, as I said. Then we got this, the instant or immediate upgrade. You get, for 7,500, you get 5 million credits. You get 5 excellent concealment containers. 30 days of premium, which alone is quite a lot, and 600 rare boosters. That's not bad, to be fair. I mean, if you ever look at the premium, if you ever look at premium time, I mean, 30 days is 2,000 gold, so 7,000, you get quite a lot for that, to be fair. Then you got similar things here. You've got Swift Upgrade, which is 1 million credits and 200 boosters, and 14 days of premium. And for 750, you've got Quick Research, which is 300,000 credits. Then we got, Smasher Containers. Well, it's 15,000 gold. The drop chance is 3%. I don't know if you get chart, but you do get chance. I think I'm not sure. Do you get a chart? Do you get charms? Don't know if you get I don't know if you get charms or not, because I haven't tried it because I've already got the smasher. To be honest with you, but it's a 3% drop chance, and it's 15,000 gold. At least it's for gold. So the chances of getting the smasher, well, you know, they're not great. They're not brilliant. Then you've got the Badger for 17,500, a much better tank than the Smasher. It's a tier 10, and it's only 2,500 more, and for that you get the Badger, which is a good tank. It's tier 10 TD. You get the garage slot, you get all the equipment unlocked, you get the legendary camo, you get the royal treatment attachment, which alone costs 4,000. You get 25 times 5 XP certs for the Badger, and you get the Blitz Order legendary avatar, and if you wouldn't want that. Then you got the E75 TS and the Rebalanced M48a2 It's a great little tank, that. This is going for 10,500. It's two pretty decent tier 8s. I mean, the E75 TS is pretty strong, and the little German Bulldog is a fantastic light tank. And that's going for quite a good price, considering you can get a smasher for, potentially get a smasher for 15,000 gold. And I say potentially because there's no chance. It's 3% drop chance, so you know it's. But anyway, this is quite a good bundle. I mean, Smasher's tier 7, but everybody's infatuated with it because everybody keeps saying it's OP and broken. It's not OP, it's not broken, it's how you drive the bloody thing. But this one, you get all the equipment unlocked, you get the garage slots, you get the legendary camo, and you get Boomerang avatar. Not bad. You can get the tank on its own though, 8,500 with everything unlocked. Or you can get it for 6,500, which is the tank. Then you've got the Feline family, which is the Tiger 131, the Panther 88, and the Panther M10. Well, I mean, the Tiger 131 is okay. The Panther 88 is a tricky tank. It's certainly not noob friendly, and same as the Panther M10. Now, this is going for 8,000, and you're getting a tier 6, a tier 8, and a tier 7. Now, the Tiger 131 is basically a Kuru, just with a different skin. Well, there's a few little bit differences, a few little bits and bob differences. The Panther 88, as I said, is a tier 8 tank. It's a tricky tank. It's a good tank once you get used to it, but it ain't a Panther 2, okay? And a Panther 2, the tech tree version, is a much better tank. Then you've got the Panther M10, which is disappointing as a tank. I mean, it's been left behind. It's been powered crept to heck, to be honest with you. It's still a Panther. Okay, it's just got a different sort of. They haven't given it. I mean, from a realistic viewpoint, the additional bits and bobs didn't actually give it updated armor or anything like that. It just made it look like an M10, and it was used in the Ardennes offensive in real life. So it's a tank that's really existed. In fact, all three of them really. Wow, Tiger 131 exists. The Panther M10 exists or existed. The Panther 88, well, that never really came to fruition, so, but, you know, I mean, 8,000 for 3 tanks, tier 6, tier 7, tier 8, all equipment unlocked, plus you get a lot of boosters, basically, and you obviously get all the camos, and then you can get them individually here, and then you've got the Suma containers again, and again, and again, then you've got camo containers. I mean, these aren't too bad. You might get those, you know, plasma gold motley trap and all that sort of stuff. They're pretty good. Then of course you've got avatar container, which is what you need. Then you've got the collectum ore containers, which has the older tanks in. Doesn't have any of the new ones in, basically, like the Skoda, etc, etc. And certainly doesn't have the AE phase 1. And then again you've got boosters and containers in Bargain the Century. Moving on to the bundles, well, we got the battle passes, obviously. And then we got this, the Skoda T27. Now, it's, you know, 17.99 Arab dirhams is about, what, $5? So it's about $5 for that bundle there, with the chance of potentially getting the tank. Whereas the Jade, if you buy this one, you get the Jade outright. Okay, that's $10. Okay, so that one's $10. This one has a 5% drop chance of the tank. Okay, So the Skoda T27 is a 5% drop chance. On top of that, you can get boosters and everything. But again, guys, it doesn't matter if it's 5% or 0.5%. The chances are that it's more luck than judgment, okay? Now, I don't know if you get charms. Yeah, you do. You get charms. And you get 3 guaranteed. So you've got to collect 25, which is normal. So if you don't get it drop in the first go, to guarantee the tank, it's going to cost you $100, realistically, okay? Because you need a lot of containers. And as I go down, there's the big one there. You get 10. You need 2 of those. Well, you should need 2.5 of those, and that's $50, $184.99. So that's $100 basically, just for 2, and then you've got another 5 because you've got to get 25. Okay, and this one's only going to give you 2, so then you need another 3. So that's 100. That's 110. Then you need 3 of these at 15. So that's $125 that tank is going to cost you to guarantee you that tank. That's a lot. I don't care what anybody says, it's a lot. So unless you're absolutely desperate, I'd wait till it comes around again. And it will come around again. They always do. And it'll probably come into the shop for gold at about 15 to 20,000 gold, which is considerably less than $125. But your call, I'm not going to here to tell you how to spend your cash, it's up to you. Then we have the T15 and the Panzer 2J. Both decent tanks, tier 3s, because you're not allowed to seal clubs, so we'll take the tanks away from you and then sell them back to you, clearly. Just the way it works. That's about it in the bundles. And the rest of the stuff is normal. So there you go. Oh, I'm going to open another container. Boom. Pusta. Now, let's get to the big topics first. So, lots of videos going out on this, which is basically, if you get all the way to the end, if you collect 100 of these, okay, well, it's not showing me, which is annoying. There we go. So, this is what comes in it. Okay, you can have the Progetto 46, the AMX M449, the SU 130PM, or the AE Phase 1, or you can get charms for these tanks. Or you can get any of these, which we'll go through them. So this is the Progetto, okay? Everybody knows the Progetto. It's a very good tier 8 auto loader. Then we got the AMX M4, again, not a bad tank. Very good tank, again, tier 8. Then you've got the SU 130PM, again, not a bad tank. Not as easy as the Scorpion G, but still pretty okay. And it's quite nice. And then we've got this one. Okay, this is the AE Phase 1. Now you notice it's not showing you anything about it, but again, I've tested this, it's a nice tank. It's like an M103, basically. It's pretty funky. It's a heavy tank. And it's okay. Now, it doesn't tell you here, but the drop chance is apparently 0.05%, and that's caused a lot of discontent because a lot of people are up in arms about this. Now, a couple of things you need to understand. Firstly, you can't buy this crate as such, okay? So this is not in the store. This is not gambling. The idea is, and people are missing this point, the idea behind this is you buy the battle pass for $5, okay? Or whatever it is, $5, $20, I can't remember what it is. And you basically play the game for the duration of the battle pass. And along the way, you'll collect mines, okay? Along the way of the battle pass. And at the end, if you complete the battle pass, you'll get this container, okay? And you'll open this container and you could get any one of this. Now, there's no guarantee that you'll get any of this. It may contain, okay? So there's no guarantee you'll get any of these tanks. None at all. But no one's putting it in the store like they are the T27, the Skoda. Okay, it's not in the store. It's not going to cost you $125. You know, this is basically a free container if you buy the Battle Pass. Now, some people have kicked it into next week. Okay, and the Battle Pass only, I mean, today is the 7th. The Battle Pass came out on the 1st. Okay, it came out on the 1st. So it was 7 days in to August Battle Pass. And people have been throwing gold to speed up. Okay, and they've been throwing gold and throwing gold and throwing gold at it to speed up and to speed up and to speed up, and then they had to buy the crate. Now, if people want to do that, that's up to them. That's not the idea behind this crate. The idea behind this crate is complete the Battle Pass and you get the crate. Okay? Now, if the drop rate is low, then the drop rate's low. What does it matter? All you've got to do is buy the Battle Pass and get and play the game. And this is the thing. So you can see here, the Progetto is a 1%, the AMX is a 1%, the SU is a 1%, the Phase 1 is a 0.05%. These are all very low percentages, okay? It's all very low percentages. Look, this is 0.3%, 0.3%, 0.3%. None of these are high percentages. None of them. Something will drop, okay? Something will drop from this crate, but you just don't know. And it's a reward for playing. And I want to go back because you don't get it until this point here, level 80. Okay, level 80. Now along the way, you can collect gold, premium time, boosters, camos, gold that is shoved into your vaults, credits. You can collect a lot of stuff along the way. I mean, there's 80 levels, okay? You get a tank here in the form of the Covenanter. Okay, it's not a great tank. You get a tank here in the form of the Undersea Panzer. So you're getting 2 tanks for the Battle Pass anyway. And all you've got to do is play the bloody game. Now, people have been speeding up. Now, to speed up, if you see, it's going to cost you basically, to speed up 5 levels, it's going to cost you 4,500. So to speed up all the way, it's going to cost you 20,000. Then you've got to buy the crate, because the crate, you've got to still buy it, because you've got to collect these mines, okay? And the mines, well, they come along when you know, you've got to do missions, yeah? See? You've got to do these missions. And that's where you've got to get the mines. You get the mines from the missions. Now, people have been silly about this, and it's caused a massive stir. And I don't understand, but I did a video on this, because I seriously don't understand what it's all about. Well, there you go, only. So this is the thing, I don't understand why this has caused a load of discontent. Because it's crazy. And people have been throwing shit. I mean, look, I've got to get 100 mines. I've only got 3. I'm at level 16. I've got to get 3 of. I've only got 3 of 10. And you've got to do these missions. Okay? You do your missions, and you get the mines. You see, you get 10 here, another 10 there, 5, 5, 5. It goes all the way down. That's all you got to do. Yeah? That's all you got to do. I don't understand why a load of people my understanding is when the Battle Pass ends, they disappear, but what's in the vault apparently just gets shoved into you. I believe you get what you've accumulated, but I'm not sure. Excuse me. Sneezing because it's dusty. So I don't understand what all the fuss is about over this crate and over this AE Phase 1, because as you've seen, none of the tanks are going to be easy to get. None of them. The AE Phase 1 may have a 0.05% drop chance, but all the other 3 have also got a 1% drop chance, and the Charms have got small percent drop chances. So I don't understand what all the fuss is about. Well, Galaxy, that was the point though. The idea is to get people to buy the Battle Pass, okay? Because look, the theory behind this one is my opinion, just my opinion, is that Wargaming said, look, our Battle Passes are really quite a successful thing. People like the Battle Pass. But all we keep doing is churning out the same thing time and time again. So why don't we churn and entice more people to buy it by giving them a container and they can get even more tanks? But they're not going to throw you a tank like they've done with the other two. I mean, the other two are just rewards, okay, for getting the Battle Pass. So you get the tier 6, undersea boat or tank, whatever it's called, and you get the Covenanter. That's no different to any other Battle Pass. So you get 2 tanks. People don't get the Battle Pass for the tanks. People get the Battle Pass for all the other things that come with it. And for the outlay, it's actually not a bad thing. And again, so people have been throwing stuff at this. Now, if I go back to the store, you've got Storm Pass and Premium Pass, okay? Now, the Premium Pass, it gives you, it gives you access to the main operational awards and additional daily missions, the ability to fill the gold vault, ability blah, 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 the ability to open a special operation container with the parts and certificates, including the exclusive AE Phase 1, upon reaching past level 80. Now, that's the basic one at $5. Then you can bet the other one, which is like $20. And what this does, it gives you 25 pass levels unlocked, the Untitled Panzer Legendary Avo, and all the remaining stuff that you get with the other pass. The big one here is, it's a premium pass, so you get these levels in this avatar, okay? So that's the difference between the two in real terms, and that's the difference in the price, okay? And the idea is that people will get to bypass 25 levels automatically. But it doesn't say here anywhere that this is the ability to open a special operation container with parts or certificates for tanks from previous operations, and the chance to get rare vehicles, including the exclusive AE Phase 1. So the idea is to buy the Battle Pass and to actually play the game to the point whereby you complete the Battle Pass. In other words, it's an enticement for you to play. That's all it is, nothing else. And I understand they're complaining because they didn't give an alternative option. But Wargaming are basically saying here, look, we want to reward those people who buy the Battle Pass. We're not going to just give you the tank, but we're going to give you the chance to get the tank. No, I don't think you do. No, you don't. You get the Premium Pass, you get 25 pass levels unlocked, and you get the U Panzer Legendary Avatar. Everything else is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. So when buying the bundle, if you're already less than 25 levels away from reaching level 80, any excess levels will be transferred towards progress of the operation container at the rate of 10 sea mines per level. Simple. Simple. It's pretty straightforward stuff, guys. But people have really kicked the arse out of this. And it's got ridiculous. There you go, Bluto. So you've got the premium. Okay. I mean, I haven't got the premium because I'm only at level 16. So I haven't got all the 25 levels sort of unlocked already. But the thing is, I'll play the game. And, as long as I play it every day, then the chances are I'm going to get to level 80. And the chances are I'm going to get the container. What's the big deal? I don't see what the big deal is. I'm serious here, guys. I just don't understand what all the fuss is about. It's not a big deal. And if people are upset because the AE Phase 1 came out in this way, well, it's meant to be an exclusive tank, okay? And it's basically saying if you buy the Battle Pass and if you put the effort in to do all the levels, we'll give you the opportunity to win the tank. Now, people are getting pissed because they're throwing a lot of gold at it and they're not getting the tank. That's not the idea, to be fair. That was never the idea. And, if you want to throw lots of gold at it in order to try and get the tank, then more fool you. But you can't then go and moan about it because you didn't get the tank. Wargaming have been pretty clear and open and unambiguous over this one. Someone's banging over there. It's really annoying. So, I don't know, is the honest answer. I just think it's a massive storm in a teacup, this one. It really is. because everybody's got the chance if they buy the battle pass to they've all got the same chance, and you know the tank will come out again. You know it's not going to be one of those exclusive tanks. It's like you might as well bitch and whinge about the IS-6 Fearless. You know, this is a tank outside a vast majority of the player base grasp. Not everybody can get the IS-6 Fearless. You know, it's like the new Lorraine Fearless that's going to come out. Not everybody's going to get that either. And if you're a tank collector, and I'm a tank collector, you know, you have to work for these things, and you can't sit there expecting that things are going to be thrown at you. Absolutely, probably that galaxy. I just don't know. All I know is this. I mean, they've not been underhand about this one. Now, I know a lot of you probably sat there thinking, but Fugit, you're saying that because you're Wargaming's bitch, because you got a birthday gift and you're a CC, and therefore you are always going to shut. No, I'm being serious here, guys. Look, I've got a press account. It's very rare that I actually play the damn thing. Okay, I do a lot of live streams, and on my live streams, I'm generally playing my normal account. Very rarely play on my press account. When you see my replays, when I do reviews, it's very rare that you see me putting replays in on my press account. One or two I did, like the TS5, because I refused to buy that tank. And, you know, you will see me play mainly on my main account, okay? So that's number one. And I have to get the tanks on my main account, just like everybody else. I have to buy them. I don't get given them by Wargaming. I have to buy them. I have to drop the crates, and I have to do all the other bits and bobs that the rest of, you know, the rest of the mere mortals do. I don't actually get anything from Wargaming, okay? What I get from Wargaming from being a CC is I get to deal with Wargaming on certain things, where I get to put forward, you know, complaints and things that come from you, the player base, who say things to me in my Discord or whatever. And I also get gold every month, okay? Not for me personally, but to give away. And I haven't done the giveaway yet because I'm saving it up until it gets to a decent amount for me to give away. But I can only give away tanks, okay, or premium account. I can't give gold away or anything like that. So that's all I get from Wargaming. You know, I'm not an NDA CC. So, you know, it's not that I'm in their employ or I'm under their cosh or I'm bending over because I'm worried about losing my CC status. I did a review on the TS5 and said, guys, it's a horrible tank. Don't buy it. But that was up to you. I've never bought it. It's like I never bought the AMX Defender. Okay. And I haven't dropped the money to get the T27 crates. And I'm a tank collector, but I will wait until they come round again. Okay? Why have you only got 10 days? Pluto, you've got until the end of the month, mate. You know, it's the 7th. You've got another 20 days. What, 23 days to collect the mines for the crate. You've got plenty of time. Plenty of time. So anyway, that's that. That's the main thing. But there's like other things going on. I mean, let's deal with tournaments. I mean, the summer season's now over, and on EU, finally, Zerd finally led a team to victory, and the winners were BPS. Really, really good games. Fantastic competition. The summer season, a lot of people said, the summer season's a bit rubbish, but it wasn't. It was very good. Okay, there were a few hiccups, there were a few problems along the way, and hopefully they'll be addressed. But when we got to the Pro Tour, I must admit, it was incredibly entertaining. Same with NA, my clan, Jokers, yay, won again, because they're just hardcore. Being led by Assassin, who himself is OP and deserves a nerf. Unfortunately, I didn't watch RU or Asia because I was moving house and I had other things occupying my mind. But, you know, in all, it was a good little tour. So we got the tour out of the way. Tour's gone. Next tour was coming around soon. It'll be, what, September, October time, and that will be the autumn series, which will lead to what would be the Twister, but again, because of COVID, It's not going to be an offline, it's going to be an online, so it's going to be a Blitz Cup scenario again, which again should be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. Aside from that, I mean, we've got updates coming. There are new tanks about to hit the game. I'm not playing any replays, I've just realised. So let's get the replays going. Let's go with this one first. So we've got new hit skins coming as well. Well, not the hit skins, legendary camos. So we've got one for the 263, which is looking pretty funky, pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that one. It's called the Grey Wolf, which is nice. You know, I mean, the games, some of them are a bit meh. Don't get me wrong, I like the Jaeger, the Jaeger-Roo one. The 263 Grey Wolf, it doesn't look too bad. It's got a big, it's got a traditional Russian style camo with a big wolf coming out the side. Looks like hand painted on. Looks really cool. We've then also got the M48a2 Rum Panzer, which is a tier 8. It's basically an M48a2 with a dozer blade on the front of it. I mean, that looks pretty neat. It looks pretty funky. It's obviously an American-German tank. It's an American tank that's got German markings and camos. And I don't know if the dozer blade's going to do anything, but I don't know if they're going to. I don't know if it's going to deflect anything or carry any armor. But it's a dozer blade, and it probably will do. It's probably going to be a little bit like the Vindicator to an extent, but it looks pretty funky. Then we have the Styre Waffleträger, which is a tier 7. Looks a little bit like a Scorpion G, looks wise, but it's not. It's basically on a Styre chassis. It's probably got a smaller gun, but it's probably going to field the same way. It's a Krupp Styre, so it's probably going to play the same way. But it is a 2-shell auto-loader, so that'll be an interesting one. The Rum Panzer, that's it. And then it says robust. Medium tank is the predecessor of the engineering vehicle class equipped with a dozer blade, but it says robust, so I'm thinking, yeah, it probably is for functionality, more for appearance than functionality, but you just never know. I mean, there's lots of other things coming as well. I mean, let's go through it because there is a lot coming up. Tier 10s are being rebalanced. Now, this has caused a lot of concern. Okay. It's caused a lot of concern because basically the heavy tanks are getting, there's some of them are getting a slight nerf, okay? So, but they're very slight nerfs. And in most cases they are needed. So let's go through them. So, the IS-4 and the Crown Wagon will lose 150 HP and a few degrees in the turret traverse speed, which I don't disagree with. I mean, the Crown Wagon turret rotation speed will change to be more significant than the IS-4's. That's about right. I mean, the IS-4 is pretty dominant, okay? And so is the Crown Wagon, to be fair. Now, the Crown Wagon, personally, wouldn't be so bad if they got rid of the Super Duper Booster, if I'm being honest. It's the Super Duper Booster that makes that tank a little bit more oof. And the IS-4, well, the IS-4 is a staple, but 150 HP, you lose it, you stick the additional hit points on, and it's not going to make much of a difference. I mean, 150 HP at tier 10 isn't a lot, guys. And the wargaming extent will be more comfortable for MTs to fight against these heavies, and the TDs will have an easier life countering them as well, which is probably true. The 215B and the E5 will shoot less frequently, and the American will also turn the turret more slowly. This, together with a super boost nerf, will make these heavy cheat. Right, so let me just stop there. Now, firstly, I don't run on the 215B or the E5 an adrenaline. Okay, I don't run adrenaline to get a quicker reload. Why? Because you don't need to with those tanks. I'm being serious. And not many pros run the adrenaline because the reload is so quick anyway for its tier. So nerfing it to have a slower reload is actually a really good idea. No, they're not going to be dead. Bullshit. And, you know, I think that's not a bad idea. Now, the mouse is next. Now, the mouse, I said when they first gave it additional HP, 3,000 was too much. I said that, I said it then, and I still say it now, and the mouse is my favourite tank in the game. Okay? I said it should never have got 3,000, because when you then put the additional on, you got 3,000 something. You know, it's just mad. So they nerfed it to 2,850, which I said at the time it should have been around 2,800. Okay? Now, the mouse is always meant to be a bully. If you add the equipment, you're going to get back to the 3,000. Okay? You'll be fine. The accuracy of the gun will become a little worse. It'll make the tank less effective at a distance, and in order to be more effective on it, you'll need to approach the enemy tanks closer, which again is the whole idea behind the mouse. The mouse is an up close and personal bully. It is basically a bullet magnet. So again, I don't see what the problem is here. Okay? I just don't see what the issue is. Then we've got the improved engine boost. This is the super duper booster. It will only give 40% of the engine power, 5% of the turn rate, 5 kilometers going forward, and the rest of the parameters won't matter. Now this is the thing. I mean, the E5, okay, is a heavy tank. It has basically a similar tank in the medium line, which is the pattern, the M48, and if you by default the M60, it's basically a pattern as well. Now, they don't have as many hit points as the E5. They don't have as much armor as the E5. But with the super duper boost, the pattern and the E5 is like a much better improved M60 or pattern. There is no reason for you to play the pattern or the M60 with the E5 in its current state. The speed of its reload is similar to that of the pattern, which is a medium tank. Its speed, once you drop the booster, is similar to that of the pattern, which is a medium tank. Its rotation is similar to that of the pattern. So what's the point of having a pattern? Why you don't need a pattern? Because why would you? You've got this tank instead. And it's the same with the 215B. You know, why would you play the FV4202 when you got the 215B? You wouldn't. You get the same speed out of it. So no, I don't agree. I'm sorry. I know most YouTubers are saying the heavies are going to be dead. I don't agree. I don't agree. You know, you're going to see Wargaming do this every year or so. Basically, what we've had, and you've seen it in the tournaments. You tell me a team that actually plays a medium tank, because I'd love to know. Across any server. You don't even see a T22 rolling out anymore. It's either heavy light with the Vickers or a TD, depending on the map. But majority of the time, it's heavy. The meta is heavy meta. You may get the occasional T22 on Mayan ruins or something along those lines, but 9 times out of 10, you don't need them because you're going to roll out in tanks that have got super duper boosters like the E5, like the Crown Wagon. Okay, so what's the point? There's no point. So I don't disagree with these changes coming to the heavy line. And it's not all the heavies. And this is the thing. The E100's not being changed. Okay, the VK72, the VK90, the IS7, the 113, none of these tanks are being changed. It's only the IS4, the Crown Wagon, the 215B, and the E5. And with the exception of the IS4, the other three have super duper boosts. Okay? Now, with regard to the 215B and the E5, like I said, I don't drive it with adrenaline to get that extra reload because you don't need it. And as I said, most pros don't. They don't need it either. So, if you don't like the changes, then don't play those heavies. Play the E100, play the IS7, play the 113, play anything else. It's only 4 tanks they're toying with, to be honest with you. Well, and the mouse. But the mouse is still going to be the mouse. I mean, the other adjustments is the WZ113 GFT, the Chinese Tier 10 TE, is going to have increased armor, which it needs, because it's a shockingly bad tank. It's absolutely awful. And slightly improved dynamics and accuracy when turning the hull, which again, it needs, because again, it ain't a great tank. And, you know, it's one of the worst Tier 10s out there, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's a very tricky tank. But I think that's coming. The E4 will have an improved armor, turret reverse speed, and accuracy when turret traversing. Which again, you know, if you look at the E4 against the E3, the E3 is a much better tank. The E4 is lacking, so you're going to change it a little bit and bring the E4 up to E3 standards. The 263, they want to make it an assault tank. To do this, they're going to increase its hit pool, which is they need to do, armor and turn speed, but reduce the accuracy. I've got a problem with that. I mean, the idea behind that tank was to have, when it first came out, it was absolutely rock solid frontally. It's quick and it's got a fast reload, and you're meant to be an assault tank in it. And then it got nerfed and everything else got sort of increased around it, and it became a nothing tank. So again, these things are needed. The FV4005 will do a full reload 1 second faster. I don't know about that one. I mean, the 4005 is a formidable tank in the right hands at the best of times. You know, and I know a lot of good players who will say, you know, it's an easy 4K in that thing. But for the majority of the player base, it's a tricky tank. So maybe 1 second faster is not a bad thing. The FV4202 will have its top speed increased to 60 kilometers to avoid a huge gap between 9 and 10 levels in maximum speed. They're going to upgrade the Centurion as well. Now the thing is, the FV4202 is a really difficult tank. It's one of the least noob-friendly tanks in the tier. So having it to go a bit faster to have that medium feel about it is probably not a bad thing. The E50M will slightly improve its cross-terrain ability and reload time. Again, I don't know if that's warranted. I mean, the E50M is also a formidable tank, so I don't know why they need to tinker with it, but there we go. And here we have the 48 pattern and the M60 will shoot faster and penetrate a little more often. Why? Because at the moment you've got the E5 doing that. Why get any of these tanks when the E5 does it with better armor? Simple as that. So I don't know why everybody's up in arms about it. I don't think there's any need to be. So that's what's coming. They're not really, they're little nerfs. They're not big nerfs and they're not big buffs. They're little tinkering balance adjustments. And as I said, anybody turning around saying it's the death of the heavy tank, it's not. It's not, because there's more than 5 heavies in the game at tier 5. And it's only 5 of them being tinkered with. All the rest remain as is. So there you go. There's some other things happening as well with some aesthetics, like the homogeneity of the armor, etc., etc. And the pace of earning credits will not change, but for both researchable and premium vehicles. But they're going to have changes in the economy. So they're going to start a systematic improvement to the credit economy in the game. Our goal is to balance the progress of progressing and farming, as well as to work with negative emotions from seeing negative amounts of credits. So I don't know what they're going to do there. There's a load of bumps on there, and it will be coming. So, you know, there's lots of stuff that they're thinking of doing. But it's not the death of anything, guys. And we're also getting a British crew voice. Yay! It's going to be Meadsy, by the way. Every time you shoot something, it's going to go, nice one, bruv. That's all it's going to be. And then we also have Ghost Factory, a new map coming in for tiers 5 to 10. Encounter and Supremacy. It's going to be an interesting one. Again, a lot of people have sort of turned their nose up at this. And of course, there are new accumulative avatars for ratings. However, I'd rather them fix ratings before they do that. Fix ratings before you start doing that sort of nonsense. So that's what's coming, and there's quite a lot coming. And again, I mean, there's a lot of negativity surrounding all of this, because there always is. There always is. You know, it's... Look, most of the guys who play at the pro level of the game, it ain't going to make an ounce of difference. A lot of these nerfs. They'll just have to, you know, they've got other things in there. Okay? So anyway, so Galaxy saying, I don't get why they nerfed the reload of the 215B. The gun was the defining feature of the tank. It's already not performing too well. It will make the kind irrelevant. No, I don't disagree with you there. But I think it's forcing a player to either have the super duper boost or the adrenaline. Okay? It's forcing people to consider their loadout. That's the thing. I think that's what they're looking for. Yeah, the 113 GFT definitely needs a buff, and so does the E4, to be fair. Team, like I said, it's... I mean, like I said to both Galaxy and Team Troll, I think it's forcing players to think about their loadout, because at the moment you don't need the adrenaline, basically, for the reload. And with this change coming, which is a slight nerf, then you're going to have to consider, do you take the adrenaline, or do you take something else? I mean, do you get rid of, I don't know, your sandbag armor, or... Well, it's not that, is it? Do you get rid of your reactive armor, or do you get rid of your super duper boost, or whatever it is? Hey, hit points, how you doing? So I think it's just doing that. And the same with the E5. It's forcing players to sort of think about their loadout more, you know, and you're going to have to sacrifice something, basically. I think that's the intention behind it, rather than to penalise anybody. But, Galaxy, I do get your point. It's not the easiest tank in the game. A lot of people struggle in it, to be perfectly honest with you. It's a beautiful tank. You know, if you know how to play it, it's fantastic. Haul down, it's fantastic, and it has got a great gun. And you're right, the gun is one of the defining features of the tank. But when they got given the super duper boost, sort of changed. They just changed everything, and I think it's the super duper boost that causes the problem, not anything else. And I think if they got rid of the super duper boost, it would rebalance the tanks more. But the thing is, Wargaming have now sort of created a rod for their own back, so to speak. So if you remember, they brought in the super duper booster because nobody was playing the British tanks. As if the super duper booster was going to make people play the British tanks more. I mean, the tanks are tricky to play at this tier. And I don't fully agree with pandering to players who can't play the tanks because they've decided to rush the tiers. You know, you pander to the player who is able to play the tank and the tank's got a problem. But when you're saying that a majority of the player base now doesn't know how to play the tank, well, that doesn't mean to say you should give it a super duper boost. In other words, you should buff it via the back door, which is what the super duper booster is. So they gave it to the British tanks, and then they thought, oh, well, you know, these are good. Everybody likes them. Let's give them to the American tanks. So they gave it to the American tanks. And then you're into this downward spiral of everybody's now getting a super duper boost. And then the Crown Wagon and the Emil's got it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. You know, the Crown Wagon, it's a slow tank, but frontally it's got massive frontal armour on its turret, and it's got a bloody good gun. So why do you need the super duper boost? And it's the same with the Annihilator, okay, different type of tank. But the Annihilator, I'm serious guys, you take the super duper booster from the Annihilator and it's a very mediocre tank. I'll be honest with you. I mean, the thing is, that tank, and I play that tank a lot because I like it. And the thing about that tank is, and I've got a massive win rate in that tank, because you fire your 3 shells, you drop your speed boost, and you get out of dodge like really quickly. So that's the problem. Now, if they didn't have that speed boost, then I would be slow as heck and people would be able to smack me. And therein lies your problem. So Wargaming created a rod for their own back, really, when they put in these super duper boosters. And they shouldn't have done it. And now they're trying to balance without taking the super duper boosters away. And this is the problem. Take it away from the E5, take it away from the 215B. You probably don't need to change anything. You probably don't need to nerf or change anything. With them in there, why wouldn't you? Same with reactive armor. You know, with reactive armor, these things, you know, people are going to drop these things. So it's the way it is. So, well, I don't think you're going to see much change in the lineups, to be fair, Adjaman. And I'm looking to see what the changes will be. We may see things like the T22 making a showing, but I can't really see many mediums suddenly becoming, you know, the thing again, because the changes are only happening to those tanks which are staple to tournaments. And that is the thing you've got to remember. IS-4, Crown Wagon, E5 and Mouse all are staple showings in tournaments. Now, it used to be that the 215B used to get a showing every now and then. The 113 used to get a showing every now and then. You will see teams switching maybe to IS-7s. You don't know. I don't know. You may see teams playing different things. You may still, because, you know, tanks like the TVP is not being touched. And I've seen TVPs being played in tournaments. Batchat's not being touched. Vickers is not being touched. They still make showings. So I don't think you're going to see massive changes, but I don't know. I don't know. That's the point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'll see a lot of Yos because they're not being changed. They're not tinkering with those. Good point, the deal for real. The Yo is not being tinkered with. And yeah, you'll see Yos, you'll see 50Bs. The 50B is not being touched either, nor the 57 Heavy, etc., etc. So you're still going to get heavy tanks. It's just the run-of-the-mill ones, you know, the ones that everybody spams, because nobody wants to see the same lineup in every tournament. You know, you go to Asia, it's IS-4s, Crown Wagon, E5s. Go to Russia, IS-4s, Crown Wagons, E5s. Go to Europe, IS-4, Crown Wagon, E5. Go to America, IS-4, Crown Wagon, E5. Nobody wants to see all that. Okay? So, variation's a good thing. Exactly, Team Trouble. Nobody sweats Annihilators. Why would you? They're not that bad. They're not that bad at all. Pluto, it will force different strategies. Of course it will. You know, the Mouse isn't going to be as dominant as... It's still going to be the bully, but it's not going to be as dominant. You know, but people are still you know, you can roll out any E100s and things like that. So it'll be interesting. Adjaman, yeah, Pramo did run several meds against Joker. They probably were experimenting. I mean, Endgame did the same thing. They've run meds. I saw BPS doing that, and the Jones is also doing that. So you just never know. But no, I'm not. My opinion, unfortunately, I very rarely have the same opinion as most YouTubers. To be fair. And I don't think it's the death of the heavy tanks at all. I don't think it's a bad thing for the game, to be honest with you. I think it'll be a good thing. You know, I'd like to see more variety and more diversity in the lineups. I'd like to see TDs coming back. I'd like to see more meta that is medium focused, you know, different types of lineup. But I don't think you're going to see that, to be honest with you. I just don't think you're going to see that. I think heavies are still going to dominate. You know, because, like I said, they're not changing all the heavy tanks. They're only changing a couple. So heavies are still going to be the dominating factor. Let's not kid ourselves here. But it'd be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it'd be interesting to see just in time for autumn. And then, of course, you know, on top of all of that, we got a new map. And I'd like to see what the new map's all about. It looks cool. And again, a lot of people complain about this. It's like, no matter what anybody does, wargaming, it seems that all we want to do is bitch and whinge about it. No matter what they do. And I get that. But sometimes we have to look at, you know, there are some positives. There are maps they've dropped at the moment. For example, I don't think you'll be playing on Lost Temple at the moment. They've dropped it from the rotation. They've dropped Mirage from the rotation as well. And I thought they dropped another one, but I can't remember what it is. I think they're dropping Mines from the upper tiers, which isn't a bad thing. In the summer season, we saw Canyon come back onto the circuit for tournaments. And we also saw Himmelsdorf coming onto the circuit, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, these two maps... Okay, Canyon's a bit weird, but Himmelsdorf's an interesting map. It obviously lends for a very heavy meta, because it's very flat. But with the changes to the heavies coming, we may see that map making more of a lineup. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. A return to the number one twister, Object 140s and IS7s. Well, T62As may make a showing. I mean, that's not a bad thing, to be honest with you. I mean, E50M's not a bad thing, to be fair. And the FV4202 with its speed boost, that might be a good thing as well. There's lots of potential out there, but when it comes to tournaments, these are going to be only led by the big clans. I don't disagree with you, Team Trouble. I don't disagree with you. I think they should revamp older maps. I mean, aesthetically they revamped Mines, and they're going to aesthetically revamp some of the others. But some maps need a rethink, to be honest with you. Some maps like Alpenstadt, for example, is pretty one-sided map. Although, once you know how one-sided it is, it's pretty easy to counter. But when you start getting to the big levels with the Pro Tours, it's a lot harder. Because, when you're at the pro level, they're looking for, more balanced maps. And some maps aren't balanced with their spawns, to be honest with you. And it does cause a bit of a problem. But aside from that, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think they should go back and rebalance some of the maps and revamp them and tinker with them a little bit. That wouldn't be a bad thing. Yeah, that is also true, Galaxy. It's a lot harder to adjust and to stick to the trusty environment. But as somebody once said to me, embrace the change. And it's not a bad thing to do, I mean, seriously, if you go out in a game, I mean, don't forget, I stream tournaments, okay, and I get a lot of comments saying, "Oh, this is so boring. IS4, E5, Crown Wagons, so boring. It's always the same lineup. It's always the same meta. It's always the same strats." So, when you've got people commenting like that, then something has to be done. Because if you're trying to, sort of improve your game into the esports arena, and everybody's getting turned off because it's always the same tanks and the same lineups and the same meta and the same strats, then things do need to be tinkered with. And we can't have two types of database. We can't have a database just for the pros and a database for all the mere mortals. So that's always a good thing. Changing the topography, yeah, that does create, because look, being a veteran player myself, we know the positions to go to. We know those cheeky little hidey holes that you can get good shots in and absolutely smack. I don't know if they're revamping them, Treadhead. I think they're changing. It's like they did with Mines. I think they're tinkering with them aesthetically. But I don't know. I may stand corrected. I thought it was just an aesthetic tinkering rather than a revamping. But we'll wait and see. But yeah, I mean, the maps, it's always great when a new map comes out because it takes, players time to learn that map. But you're right. I mean, the veterans know where to go on certain maps. And they know how to get the benefit out of that map. But that's one of the things about being a veteran, I guess. If you've got the experience and you've taken the time to learn the maps, well, then why shouldn't you benefit? Of course you should. Although it sort of takes it away from the sort of the idea behind the game. But hey, so they'll never do that, Bluto, because then you're dictating to the teams, and you can't dictate to the teams. You've got to allow the teams to create their own strats against their own meta, to be honest with you. And that's what makes tournaments so exciting. It's not the meta that makes the tournament exciting. It's how the teams use that meta, how they come up with their strategies. Because, you could see the lineups and say, it's the same old. But then you see them do something completely weird and wonderful, strat-wise. And that's the thing. And this is what you're looking for in the tournament. It's not about the tanks as such. It's about how they're utilised. That's what I like it. What about the lights? They are going to bring those maps back only, is my understanding, once they've tinkered with them. So they are coming back. That's the thing, Team Trouble. That's the thing. I mean, it does get old really quick. And if you're like me, and you sort of start doing stupid things, like I showed in the T95 vid the other day. I mean, you just basically start YOLOing to do things like this and stuff like that. That's not a bad idea, Ashman. I'd like that. I think that's not a bad idea at all. I think that calls for something that would be intriguingly interesting. So nobody knows the lineups until they're spotted. I like that idea, because then you have no clue where they're going. It's sort of a mixture between realistic and not realistic. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. I'd like that. That would certainly set the cat amongst the pigeons. Because it would certainly make people like me who say, he's got a double mouse here on Dynasty's Pearl, they are going to the B cap. If we don't know, we say, where are they going? We don't know. Although it still makes it harder to commentate, because, we've still got to sort of try to commentate, yeah? And we've still got to try and explain to people what they're going to be doing and what strats they're going to be using. But with a delay, I don't think that would be much of a problem with the delay that we have to put in. So I think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a bad idea at all, to be honest with you. In fact, I might take that idea further. I might put that idea out there. And see what Wargaming say about it. Oh, excuse me, my lord. It's so hot here today. Yeah, I do the same thing, Team Trouble. I end up going down avenues and doing routes like on Rockfield. I've stopped going to C. I'm not going to C anymore. I want to go to B, or I'm going to go to A. Either way, I'm going to mix it up, because going to C and having a brawl is just boring, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's not the best. And it's the same with a lot of maps, like Fort Despair. It's like Fort Despair, go, sod it, I'll go to the C cap today. The only one I won't do that on is Vineyards. I'll never go to C on Vineyards, to be honest with you. No, I do think it's a great idea. I think that's a brilliant idea by Ashman. And I am gonna put that forward, to be honest. Because I think it's a fantastic idea. And you're right, Vinny. It does bring light tanks back into the game, because it would do, because you need to spot. And this is one of the problems. Yesterday I was in a match with a game developer or tester. He is the deputy leader of a wargaming clan on EU. All I can say is that I wish we could bring developers and testers to this channel. We probably can. The stream looks squished, eh? No, it's the lighting. It's the lighting at the back. It's just that. I'm pretty sure it's just that. Yeah, it's just that. It's not squished. It's just the lighting, guys. I could ask them. That's not a problem. I can ask developers to come, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, I'm a tester, but I can't tell you anything about the tanks that we're testing. Simple as that. But I can certainly ask a dev or you know, representative of Wargaming to come on. I may have to change it to suit their lifestyle, because obviously we do this on a Saturday. But no, I'll ask. I'll see if I can get one on. That's not a problem at all. Well, it shouldn't be anyway. I don't know who that is. I'll have to find out who that was. But I mean, Wargaming have got a clan on EU. They do roll out. I mean, Rebel Strike rolls out. Darth Antonius rolls out. Alexandra rolls out. Blitzstig, Tortic, they all roll out. Incognito on EU. So chances are you have come across them, to be fair. So watch your P's and Q's. Because they can and they will report you if you're too toxic. It's just the way it works. But yeah, I mean, there's what else have we got? Let's have a look at the Sheridan. Oops, I killed you. So there's lots of things coming. Hey, have a good day yourself, any VD Victor's son. So, you know, there's plenty of stuff still coming. The game, again, everybody says, oh, Blitz is dead. It's not dead. It's not even close to dying yet. Okay? And Wargaming are doing everything in their power to keep it alive and refreshed as much as they can. And it's up to us, the player base, if we like that or not. I mean, sometimes we just don't like it. I don't understand why. I think it's just our lot in life to moan a lot about anything. But I mean, burning games is on at the moment, and I like burning games. I like game modes that force you to do things. And with the exception of Uprising in Mad Games, and there's another one, I can't remember what it is. I mean, burning games forces you to play as a team. Okay? Realistic mode forces you to learn how to spot and how to aim and penetrate. And then on top of that, we then have skirmish mode, which forces you to learn the maps because it's condensed. Aside from that, what's the other? Oh yeah, gravity. Gravity just teaches you that the VK168 isn't as shit as it should be. It does have some redeeming feature, but only in that game mode. That's about it. What's the time frame? Well, they're still being tested, Team Trouble, so a couple of months yet. That's true, Galaxy. We do throw about the, oh, Blitz is on its last legs, only to discover no, it's not. You know, it's like everybody was going on about, what is it, tank game, or what's it called? I can't remember what it's called now. This Chinese game that everyone's been going on about, and the sort of the fuss over that has died down, and the fuss is sort of not there anymore. And I don't know. Look, you know, at the end of the day, guys, you know, if a game comes out that's better than Blitz, then no one forces you to carry on playing. It's completely your call. If you find a game that's equally as good, but just remember this: virtually every game nowadays has got the same set amounts. Blitz, love wargaming, loathe wargaming, Tank Company, that's it. Love them or loathe them, okay? Most games, when they get released after a period of time, do their utmost to get your money out of you, okay? Because that's the idea. That's the idea. The idea is to get money out of you, to keep the game alive. And every game developer is the same, to be honest with you, and that's just the way it is. And as much as this game Tank Company it's going to be still Blitz or PC Blitz or whatever you want to call it, because I've seen what it looks like and it looks similar to what we've currently got. And everybody's saying, oh yeah, you know, it was great, blah, 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 blah. But the fact of the matter is, once it's out there, then people are going to be taking your money away from you. You know, you're still going to have to grind. Guys from One Shot and Sever started playing other games yesterday. What do you mean other games? What other games? Because there's lots of games. Exactly, straight pipe. You know, all the games are the same. They all end up the same way, which is looking for new and novel ways to part you from your hard-earned cash, because that's the idea. You know, businesses don't survive if they give everything away. Well, Blitz always loses new players. Every game loses players, which is why they came up with the 5.5, was to retain new players longer and sort of get to the point whereby, see, the idea of most businesses game-wise is to get you to invest so much that it becomes a trauma for you to then like knock it on the head, because you sit there thinking, well, I've spent so much, I might as well keep playing. And that's one of the things. That's normal though. I mean, that's what most companies do, game companies. It's like I was reading the debacle that's going on with Activision at the moment. And, you know, people pay subscriptions to play The Witcher or whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called, because I don't play it. And, you know, over this harassment thing, people have started to cancel their subscriptions or whatever it is. And, you know, some of the players have said, well, it's a trauma, I want to support you, but I've spent so much and invested so much in the game that I don't want to lose all the money I've put in, basically. Because it's not like you're going to get a check back. You know, you stop playing Blitz tomorrow morning, Wargaming aren't going to turn around and say, thank you for stop playing, by the way, here's a check for all the money you've spent over the last 3-4 years. And that'll be it. You know, thank you for playing the T22. Here's your $20 back, or here's your $200 back, or whatever. It's not. It's never going to happen. And you have to realise that every time you drop money on a crate, that's money you're not going to get back, guys. You know, this is not Germany where you can stick a Panther tank in your basement for the next 70 odd years. You know, Wargaming aren't going to turn up one day with a low loader, and on the back of it is going to be your a phase 1. A real one. It doesn't work that way. Galaxy, the chances of PC dying is actually a lot more valid than Blitz. Not because it's a worse game, but because tablets and mobile phones are becoming as powerful as PCs. It's as simple as that. You know, I mean, I'm running this on a Mac, which is why I've only got 60 FPS. But, you know, if I was running this on a PC, I would get 120 FPS. And, you know, I can show my phone and my iPad can easily handle the new and improved graphics. And it's just going to get better and better and better. And the way that tablets and phones nowadays are basically taking over the role of PC. I mean, the only difference between a tablet and a PC in real terms now is processing power and storage capacity. But, you know, I can get an iPad with 1 terabyte if I want. So yeah, I mean, I think the PC version has a larger chance of dying rather than the Blitz version. And I think that's the thing we need to realise, that if you've got a mobile game that you can play on a tablet or you can play on an app or stuff like that, its longevity is probably better than the PC version. Don't disagree with you, Only. Yeah, I won't get my 7 years of cash back either, Team Trouble. So I don't know if it will get more skill based. I think they need to address that. I think they need to address the tier rushing, and they need to sort of chill it out, and they need to stop throwing so many premium tanks at everybody every 5 seconds. And I think they need to, reconsider, to be fair, the amount of boosters that people get. And I don't like the ×5s. I must admit, I used to like it when ×5 came out on special occasions, like tank birthdays or, Russia's late May Day parade or July the 4th or whatever. Then it was ideal to have ×5 boosters. But now you get ×5 boosters just for the sake of having ×5 boosters, and things like that is just shit. And it was a money earner. It was people people keep saying to me, "Oh, it's pay to win. It's pay to win." It's not pay to win. It's pay to progress. You drop your cash, and you can progress through the game quickly. Doesn't mean you're going to win, because you're not. You're just going to progress. And we've all been there. We've all seen them. People are just rushing through the tiers. And they're clueless. And it's not good gaming experience for them, and it's not good gaming experience for us. So it's not all the way around. It's not good gaming. But look. That's the thing, Trouble. Tier 11? No, I don't know, is the honest answer. Because Tier 11 has still got to play Tier 10, okay? If you bring in a Tier 11, you're now getting into modern MBTs. And modern MBTs will, your premium ammunition on, say, a Challenger is depleted uranium. And that's going to just rip through anything from World War II. So I don't think they'll do a Tier 11, to be honest with you. There you go, excess. This is the thing. I mean, I don't fully agree with that. Where you can sort of grind that quickly. Yeah, I get to test Odalic. I do. Not every tank. I mean, at the moment I'm testing the 60 TP and something else, but I've forgotten what it is. 60 TP. I'm definitely testing that. And there is another one. Is it the shield? No, it's not the T-34 shielded. I can't remember what it is now. I'm testing something else, but I can't remember. I've recently tested. I tested the Panther Breton, which I now have. I tested the Batchat that's coming. Tested the AE Phase 1. So yeah, we don't get to test it. You don't get to test everything because they only bring out certain tanks to test. But I can't remember what the other one was. I am testing another one, but for the life of me, I just can't remember it. Which one it is at the moment? Let me have a look. So I've tested the Panzer 50. I've tested the Object 907, the 60 TP, the AE Phase 1, the 50 TP prototype. I've tested the Audi 432, the Batchat Burask, the Skoda T27. I have tested that actually. What else did I test? The Super Hellcat, tested that. Tested the Turtle when it came out, the Object 244, the Breton Panther, the T-34 shielded. I also tested the Kanonenjäger and a few others. I can't remember all of them now. Oh, the 260, the Object 260. So yeah, I've tested quite a few. I can't remember what I'm testing. Well, it must be the T-34 shielded I'm testing at the moment, along with the 60 TP. But you can see, I mean, the last time I played the 907 was March, and it's now August. And it's not come out yet, the 907. And I tested the AE Phase 1 in March, and that's coming out now. I tested the 50 TP in December, and that's not come out yet. I tested the Skoda T27 in March, and that's just come out. Tested the Breton way back then as well. The Canyon Panzer I tested in February, and that's recently come out, as you know. So they take their time to come out, guys. It's not quick. It's certainly not quick. What are we looking at? Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends, Team Trouble. I mean, in some cases, you can't pen the tank above you. Yeah, I remember when premium ammunition was better. You know, had better penetration, better damage, and everything. So what am I testing at the moment? Let me have a look. So I'm testing the 60 TP, which is there, and I think it's the T34. Oh no, it's the Object 244. That's what I'm testing. The Object 244, and the T34 shielded. I've already tested it. Yeah, there it is. The T34 shielded. So that's what we're testing at the moment. We're testing those. So yeah, we do get to test. We just can't talk about it. I mean, I can show you that I'm testing them, and you can see the parameters on my Blitz stars, but I just can't tell you what the tank's all about, how it's operating, blah blah blah. It's just not possible. It's just not allowed. It's against the rules. But you know, there's nothing saying that I can't show you what I'm testing, because you can see it in my garage. You can see it on my Blitz stars. So simple as that, really. Well, this is the Rum Panzer. Nice to see you went out in the submarine Panzer on a map with no water. Well, that makes it interesting, yeah. I mean, it's. I don't think you can use it underwater. Yeah, gold ammo did have that, but that was back in the day, Galaxy, when you could shoot your teammates. Oh, if only that was back. Hey, if only you could do that still. I think more people would be getting told off for friendly fire than anything else. It was a good idea that Wargaming probably dropped that ability. But yeah, pretty miffed that I didn't get that ribbon or that medal, which is a shame, man. Yeah, I would have liked that medal. Yes, this is your replay century. It is indeed. But you know, these things are interesting. Be interesting to see what happens. Tell me about it, excess. But you get told off. Because most people will be shooting their teammates rather than shooting the enemy. So I haven't played this tank yet. I'm assuming it plays similar to the. It looks like a T25. So I'm assuming it looks similar to it. It plays similar to a T25. Oh, word, a Raz would be so much easier. Same here, Pluto. It would get. I mean, most people would shoot their own team. It'd be hilarious. It would be hilarious. And of course, then you've got the completeness of Muppets thinking that real games is just like burning games. They'll go around thinking that shooting your teammates heals them because it does it in burning games, or it does it in mad games or whatever. It would just be a really bad idea to bring it back with the current player base, to be honest with you. But like I said, I mean, we all have challenges to embrace, and we have to face the facts that the game has evolved. It's changed, and we have to change with it. It's the update, the changes made in 5.5 are here to stay. The player base, the players are going to continue to do what they do. You can send it, I know, but I'll be knocking this on the head in a minute. We've almost come to the end of this stream, mate. I have to wait for the next one. You know, that's just it. The player base, you know, the player base is what it is. People are going to rush. People are going to do this. People are going to do that. You're not going to see much change anytime soon. So it's up to us to grin and bear it. To be honest with you, it's not the easiest. And as Galaxy Inquisitor said earlier, you know, change is traumatic. Nobody likes change. It's not easy to deal with. You know, we all like. You know, we like what we're comfortable with, and what's happened now is we've had to step outside our comfort zones to an extent. But look at it the other way, with the player base, with people rushing through the tiers, etc., etc. It gives you, the better player, greater opportunity to farm damage. To be honest. Yeah, you should have a look on BlitzStars. It's all on there, Odelic. Everything's on there. All the stats for the testing tanks. It's all there. It's all there. I mean, you won't see the full stats, but you'll see how the tanks are playing after X amount of games, and you'll get an impression. But like I keep saying to everybody, remember when you're testing a tank, generally the tanks are broken. That's why they're being tested. And take the Yo, for example. When I tested the Yo, I along with many others, said that the 2-shot was just totally broken, and it needed to be changed. It needed a nerf. It needed a reload nerf, actually. And they nerfed it, and it's no longer broken anymore. You know. Do I play for damage or do I play for the win? I play for the win, to be honest with you. Which is probably why I very rarely play. I personally very rarely play Supremacy. I play Encounter majority of the time. And I don't play for the damage, I play for the win. And the reason I don't play Supremacy is because I don't want to roll around just capping bases. I don't think that's fun, to be fair. I get it, and I'll play it, you know, every now and then and all that sort of stuff, but it's not my staple. I play it when I do countings, I play it with my subs and in tunes and stuff like that, but it's not my favourite game mode. So, and I've never been a big stats freak anyway, to be fair. You know, I mean, there are things that you can drive you insane, and I think chasing stats can drive you insane, to be fair. The reason I say that is because, let's say for instance your aim in life is to have an average damage of 3k. Let's say that is your aim in life, okay? So you'll go out in your AMX 50B and you'll hit your 3.5k, 4k. You'll then go out in another tier 10 and you'll get another 3.5, 4k. And then you'll roll out in another tier 10 and boom, you do 800 damage. And all of a sudden, you know, that's like a really bad thing, really bad day, really traumatic experience. That's a great little game, Sentry. And you know, all of a sudden, your entire well-being is sort of called into question because you've suddenly done a low damage game. You may have won, but still low damage, yeah. A lot of people push for more personal damage versus winning the battle. Well, I always thought the idea of the game was to win. The idea of any game is to win. It's to win. And if you push players to the point where you're saying it's all about you getting damage, then you're no longer fostering a team spirit. And I'm a great believer in the game is a team game, okay? There are 7 of you on the battlefield. Now we play it, yes, as 7 individuals, but that's not the idea. The idea is 7 players against 7 players, and the idea is to win as a team. Yeah, they should. Galaxy, I totally agree. Testing tanks should not be counted on the stats. And they don't, to an extent. I mean, they don't count for your damage stats or anything like that. Is the loopers worthy or shit? It depends how you look. I'm not a big fan of the loopers, but I know certain people are. I know a lot of people are. I mean, I've got it. I very rarely play it. I play it when, you know, I'm doing count-ins or tune requests or whatever. But it's not a tank that I will play for fun. It's a tank that I'll play being on the stream, to be honest with you. So, but it depends. I mean, I know a lot of people who like it. A lot of people like it. But that's the thing, the deal for real. I mean, you know, if you send a message out that it's all about getting your win rate up and it's all about getting your stats up and it's all about doing that, then you're changing it from a team game to an individual game, okay? And if you change it from a team game to an individual game, you are going to get 7 individuals playing and not as a team. And the idea is, like I said, like all games, the idea is to win. That's the idea. Now, if you happen to be good enough to win and do a shed load of damage at the same time, bonus. If you just happen to do your job, and this is the tricky part, okay? Because there are some players out there who, to get the win, they'll just sit at the back and camp and let everybody else do the hard work. If you do your job and you contribute to the win, then fair play. Can't knock you for that. This is the thing, you know, you've got to do your job. And sometimes people don't do their jobs because they're focused on themselves. And that's not a good thing sometimes. That's my point, my dear, for real. When you get to the point where you're infatuated with damage, you know what I mean, infatuated, then look, let's be honest. If you're a really good player, high damage, etc., will come to you. Yeah, you don't need to do anything. Mouse versus E100, who can win? Well, depends on the player. To be honest, I mean, I know some players who will play the mouse and easily beat an E100. And I know players in an E100 who easily beat a mouse. So it depends on the player. A premium best tier 7. Smasher. But it's in a crate. So, I mean, both tanks are good. E100 and mouse, they're both good. Best tier 7, I don't know. Let me have a look. As you want to know tier 7s, let's have a look at tier 7. Because I very rarely play tier 7 guys. Not because I think I'm anything fantastic, but AT-15, Annihilator. AT-15A is a good tank. The Annihilator, of course. The FV201, great tank. The T-34-85 Rudy, fantastic tank. Smasher, of course. Well, that's what I would recommend. If they're in the store, I mean, the FV201 or the A45 is a brilliant tank. The T-34-85 Rudy is a fantastic tank, to be honest with you. One of my favourite tanks, although I play it as a heavy, not as a TD, is the T28 HTC or Concept. I think that tank is absolutely fantastically brilliant. to be fair. I even like the T40. You know, I even like the T4485. I think that's a good tank. So it all depends what you like. To be fair, there are plenty of good tanks up in that tier. There are some good tanks. But I agree with Bluto. T28 HTC is a fantastic tier 7 tank. Yeah, but Galaxy, you're one of those strange players that you're at the top of the game. I mean, you're in Void. You're in a pro clan, and you're a pro player. To be fair, and you know your role in the game is slightly different because obviously, you know, you're a good player. So, and as a good player, you know, it's expected that you'll do good damage, and even so, you guys are still got to work at it. But it's interesting that you say, you know, you still got to do the damage, but you'll still get the win, because winning is the idea of the game. And if you want your win rate to improve, and win rate is a big deal as well to a lot of people, then you've got to win the games. It's as simple as that. The K91 or AE Phase 1. Well, the K91 is a fantastic tank. I haven't played the AE Phase 1. I have played the AE Phase 1 on the test, but I can't tell you because I haven't played it since after testing. But the K91 is a great tank. It's a great tank. It's a brilliant tank, in fact. It's a lot easier to play than the Camp 70, but I remember when I got the Camp 70 to begin with, that was a truly difficult tank to play. And now it's a really nice tank. So again. Now we'll deal for real. Chill. We don't clan bash. I have no problem with any clan, Void or APA. I have no issue with any clan. Sigit depends when you're going on the game. Depends what tier you're going in. Sometimes. Yeah, both are solid, to be fair. But, I mean, the AE Phase 1 is going to be a lot harder to get than the K91. The K91 is a great tank, though. I like the K91. To be fair, I do like it. Oh, the IS-8. Yeah, I played the IS-8 a fair few times recently, trying to get used to. See, you know, it gets to the point where I just generally now go out in the tanks I'm really bad in. What are the top 10 clans on the Asian server? You've got the likes of GV and Feast and oh god, I used to know all of them, but I haven't been dealing with Asia recently. There's a lot of good clans on Asia on the Asia server, to be fair. So I look. I remember rightly, should have. Oh dear. Hang on. So you got RN, E7, Calm, GV, King, Feast, Nova, EA, can't remember the rest of them. Who are the other ones? Who were the HIV? Idiot. What are they called? What? I can't remember what they're called now. They bloody won last year as well. I can't remember all the clans, but there's some great clans out there. What are they called? Are they still around? I don't know if they're still around. Like I said, I didn't I haven't been focusing on Asia recently for other things. I mean, firstly, the other streamers now. HGV, what are they called? I can't remember what they're called now. That's bad of me, really. They're the Japanese clan, but I can't remember what they're called. But there's lots of clans. There's lots of good teams out there, good clans on Asia. How's my win rate? Oh, my win rate is awful, mate. Yeah, I don't mind the IS8. My win rate is not good. It's 54% on here. On Asia, it's like 67%, and on NA, it's like 67%, and on RU, it's 100%. Yay! Yeah, I do the same. I just play. Yeah, I generally play the tanks. Absolutely, exactly. It's absolutely not HIV. I can't remember what they're called now. HLV. There you go. There you go. I've forgotten. HLV. There you go. Yeah, I've been playing tanks that I'm absolutely shocking in. I'm trying to make them better. What's my favourite tank? It's a mouse. That's what I agree, Galaxy. And what I generally do, I look, my stats are here, okay? That's my stats. And as you can see, it's not great. But I don't look at that. What I do, I look at Blitz stars. And I look to see how I'm performing on Blitz stars. Not my career stats. And, over 90 days, my win rate is 62%. 60 days, 62%. 30 days, a lot less battles I've only played. So I've got, for 90 days, after 1,200 battles, I've got a 62% win rate, an average damage of 1.8, with an average tier of 8.5. 60 days, 62%, 1,000 battles, average tier 8.4, average damage 1.75. 30 days, average tier 7, battles 100, 56% win rate, average damage 1,750, and that's what I look at that. I don't bother looking at anything else. But those are the stats. I mean, they don't mean anything, not really. And what you got to try and look at is go to what are you improving in on Blitz stars? That's what I look for. Where's the improvement? Is there an improvement? And if there's an improvement, that's what you've got to be looking for. And the whole idea, I find, is instead of concentrating on that screen, what I just showed you, concentrate on where you're going wrong in the game. Okay, so I'll just quickly show you if I can. I don't know if I can. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, see if I can capture. Where is it? So, right, so this is my Blitz stars. And what I look at is this here. So I start looking at this win rate. What's in the pluses? And what do I need? What do I need to improve on? So this month so far, my survival has gone down. Okay, so I need to improve on the survival side. But win rate is not as good as it has been. Average tier has gone down. The WN8 is going up. The WN7 is going up. Damage ratio is going up. KDR has gone down, and the spots has gone down. Is gone up. Sorry. So I look at this part here, and I'm looking at what do I need to improve on, what needs to be improved on, etc., etc. And that's what I focus on, guys. I don't focus on the screen on the other screen. Yeah, Feast and Oxo are good clans. PGMT, don't know them. I think they're okay. No, exactly, Team Trouble. And don't forget, I mean, I'm almost 50 years of age, so You know, and most of the people I'm playing against are kids compared to me. Everybody's a kid. So I'm quite happy with my stats. I've got nothing to brag about, no ego to burn or anything. So it doesn't really bother me. I play it because I enjoy playing it. You know, and that's what I focus on. Anyway, I think that'll call it quits for today, guys. Yeah, well, I know 1200. To be fair, everybody compared to me is a kid, because there's not many of us 50 plus players, 50 years plus. To be honest with you, I mean, crikey, I'm older than Bushka. Come on, give me a break. You know, so that's it's you know, it's swings and roundabouts. Yeah, well, when you get to our age, Team Trouble, you know, 40, 50, and you're still able to keep up with the young whippersnappers, it's not that bad. Imagine how good we would be if we still have the reaction times that the reaction times we've now got in our 50s, 40s, 50s. Imagine what our reaction times would have been like 30 years ago. Yeah, we'd all be 70%ers. Woo! But, you know, failing eyesight and bad reaction times. Bushka is a younger galaxy. Yeah, can you believe that? Unbelievable, eh? I am older than Bushka. I know. I never knew that until it was pointed out to me by almost every other CC. I'm still getting used to the new place, to be fair, Team Trouble. So it's gonna take a bit of time. Exactly, Pluto. I mean, imagine what we would have been like 30 years ago. Yeah, in our 20s, we would have been fucking awesome. Telling you, we would have been the end game or the best clan. Telling you, we'd have been best players. Seriously, I'm not joking. Anyway, guys, I'm going to knock it on the head there. It's been. Oh, you're close to me, are you, Milos? 48. I'm 49 actually. I'm 50 next year, so I'm sort of rounding up too quickly. Oh, my age is not quite there yet. I am still into Pi Team Trouble, yes. No, I'm not quite there yet. My age is still lower than my win rate, but only just. I'm catching up. I'm catching up. Oh, Pac-Man was great. I remember. I mean, oh dearie me, back in the day, yeah, awesomeness. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. It's been a fantastic afternoon. We've had some good fun, and as per usual, it's you guys who have made it. And without you guys, it wouldn't be as much fun, to be fair. That's the reason we do it. To get certain things over and done with and out of the way, and put some things right, and try and have a realistic conversation rather than, you know, making mountains our molehills or griping for the sake of griping. So, you know, not everyone's going to like everything, but hey. Oh dear. No, I'm not on medication yet. Give me time though. Anyway, guys, thank you all for jumping in, and I'll catch you all again soon. Enjoy the rest of, hopefully everybody's still in a Saturday. Enjoy the rest of whatever part of the day you're in, morning, afternoon or evening. Remember guys, it's just a game. Have some fun. Enjoy it. Don't let it get you down. And I'll be back again tomorrow, where I'll be tuning on on EU server. For the last day of Burning Games. So anybody on the EU server, feel free to pop in and hook me up. Until then guys, have a lovely one, and I'll catch you all again soon. Bye for now.